What's good? So this is a very long, comprehensive, in-depth tutorial on how to make an automation inside of reelfarm. Now, what's an automation or slideshow automation? It basically creates content for you and publishes it for you on a schedule. So like this one right here says 6:02 a.m. and 1:23 p.m. Every day at that time, it's going to create a new post and publish it. And to give you some examples, this one says 6 psychological horror films that broke everyone's minds, and then it goes through those movies. And then another example is stuff like this, where it says 8 hidden INFJ strengths that change everything, and it goes through that. Now, the difference between these two automations and these two slideshows is that this one has random images behind it, or images that I selected, but behind the text, it doesn't match with the text. Right? The image does not correspond with the text. But this one does, like 5 films that change how you see the world. And then Shawshank Redemption has a movie poster behind it. Same thing with this movie, and this movie, and this movie, and this movie. That's really important because this opens a huge door to a bunch of different opportunities or types of content that you can make with reelfarm slideshow automations. Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over what slideshows do I create, how to create an automation, how to prompt it, how to source images, and how to set up your automation. Now, keep in mind, this is 100% done for you. Now, I mean, not the whole creating automation thing, but once you create it, it runs automatically on autopilot, creating content for you every single day. That's huge, and I want to show you how to do it. Let's go back over to reelfarm. Now, I just created this one today, actually, and I created it because a friend, Garrett, has a business called Q, and he's creating content on TikTok that is exactly like this. Now let's actually look it up just to triple check. QEU, I think just Q app right here. Yep. So if we scroll down here, it says like top 10 movies to watch this spooky season, and it goes through Scream, Insidious, Sinister, and he was asking me like, hey, like how can I do this with reelfarm? And this is exactly how. So I'm gonna actually just walk through how I got to make this slideshow format, or not format, this automation. So first, I clicked new automation. Obviously, you can go straight to click this to use that as a template, but just to skip that and just do it from scratch, I'm going to show you how. I typed in movies to watch, click next, skip that and skip this, and just went straight to create automation. Because just type in what you want, go straight to create automation, and then you can do everything from there. You can edit the prompts, you can edit the images, you can edit the TikTok settings, you can edit everything once you create the automation. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's how I would recommend it and how I would say you should do it. And we're just going to get to it. So to create slideshows just like that, click edit, you would go to the prompt config, narrative, and kind of look at what this says. And it says 6 ways to break out of your streaming rut. Don't like that. Hidden gems from most viewers never discover. It's good. It's okay. How to organize watch lists. I don't like this at all. We're going to go to describe your changes in plain English. We're going to say, I actually want the narrative / content to specifically recommend movies and films. Things like top 5 romantic movies to watch with your partner, and 7 underrated horror films, etc. Click enter. What it's going to do is actually change the narrative / content config for us, so we don't have to do that ourselves. You can apply this to any different way. You can apply this to the format too, but we're just doing this for the narrative. It says 7 thriller movies that keep you on the edge of your seat, romantic films. Good. Now this, when the slideshow actually creates content, sometimes it'll pull from here, sometimes it'll just look at this list and kind of get the idea and then make something up. So you do want this to kind of be in the same rhythm, the same vibe, kind of what you want. As long as you can confidently say all of, like the majority of these, like 80% or plus, are hooks and narratives that you want slideshows to be about, then you're good to go. Now for format, this is how I would prompt this. So honestly, I need to fix this. I would kind of just like skip this right here. This top paragraph does not need to be that long. I would go down to the bottom one, skip this. It should not define how many slides it should be. The slide count should always be dictated from the narrative, in my opinion. I mean, you can also just set it like this, but for now, I'm just going to remove it and just say the first slide should contain a text item that says the narrative / hook, like 7 more films to watch with your partner. Or I'm going to actually skip forward and go to Christmas. Watch with your partner. And then the rest of the slides should contain 2 text items. Now, I'm specifically saying text items because that is how the reelfarm backend or the automations is going to understand what you're talking about. If you just say, I want slide to say this, it'll work, right? If you don't need more specific, you can say, I want 2 or 3 text items. First text item is this font size, like a large font size. Second item is small font size with this many characters or this many words, etc. That's why you see word length right here. Should contain 2 text items. First text item should be a numbered format with each. I don't know why it says habit or tip. That's not good, but should be numbered with the movie of the film, with the year it came out in parentheses. The second text item should be 20 to 30 words talking about what's it called? The movie summary plot. That's great. And then delete the rest. Now for this, I'm actually just going to say the text should be written in a conversational, authentic, personable 5th grade writing level, as if someone was recommending a movie to a friend. That's great. I'm just going to copy that just in case. Click save. So now what we have is how the format kind of dictates where the text is going to be, how many text items on the screen, what font size, the tone, the language. That's why I said conversational, authentic, personable, and then also say I want it to be have like a number in front of the text item, or I want the second text item in the slides to be 20 to 30 words. I'm also going to say the second text item should be small font size too. So now as for images, right, you might be saying, okay, that's great. We just did the narrative, we just did the format. What about the images? Now, to get images, you want to go over to image collection. And you go over to image collection, you can do basically a bunch of different things. You can create an empty collection and just upload your own images, but I recommend just clicking add and then searching Pinterest, or actually importing your Pinterest board if you have those images already created inside of a Pinterest board. So for this specific niche or creating images, what I typed in was like, okay, I was thinking, okay, so it's gonna be about movies. I wanted to make it look like someone's talking about the movie while they're watching it, right? It should be talking about like movies, or watching movies like someone's watching a movie, in front of it. So watching movies. And then I typed in the word aesthetic after, because usually when you say aesthetic, it comes up a little bit more like Tumblr, like images, fairy lights, stuff like that. So if you type in watching movie aesthetic, it comes up with this stuff. Now, just for the sake of the video, I don't want it to be too long. You can obviously click load more, and you can keep clicking stuff that you like. But just for this video, I'm just going to keep it like this. And now the images that I'm looking for, I'm specifically thinking, okay, so the slideshow images are going to be automatically pulled so I don't have to source them. So the images that I'm selecting here are only going to be for the first image. It's the hook image. It's the one to draw the person in to actually watch the slideshow that you're creating. So some things that we want to look up for are images that look more like this, like someone's watching a movie from inside of their room, and less like this film reel over here. All right. We also want to make sure that the image is vertical, not horizontal, because we don't want, like this one, we don't want the image to be super zoomed in when it fills the screen. And same with square, right? Like I don't like this one, but I like this one. So we want to make sure it looks like they're watching a movie. So I'm going to select all the ones that I don't like. I like this one, so I'm going to keep it. Don't like this one. This one's fine, but I don't love it. Don't like this one. I'm going to keep this one, remove this one, remove this one. I'm going to keep this one because it's very moody. The difference between, no, really quick. These two images are both watching movies, right? But the one on the left feels a little bit, I don't know where I'm going with this actually. I'm just going to click it. I think they're both fine. This one's fine. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. Okay, I'm just going to select a few. I don't want to get too deep into selecting which images I like or which ones I don't. But I just want to say that so you can kind of understand what I'm thinking of when I'm sourcing images. Now, let's refresh the page and go check out the images that we just got. Here it is. It says watching movie aesthetic, 6 images. These are fine. These are going to be the hook images for our slideshow automation. Now let's go back over to the automation. And once we get to the automation, it's going to allow us to select the hook image. So we're going to select hook, click my collections of the images that I have created. Select the most recent one I just created, which is the movie watching aesthetic. And then we're going to select auto images so it can automatically pull images based on the slide context. And when you click this, it's actually going to make both of these gone, right? But we actually want to disable the auto images for the first slide. Now this allows us to use the first image from this specific image collection, so we can pull a random image. But for the rest of the images that are recommending a movie, we actually want the slideshow image to be about the movie that is recommending, right? And I can do a bunch of other things. Now for this case, usually there's text on the screen of the image. So I'm going to actually add the enable overlay, which is going to put a overlay in between the text and the image. So you can actually see the text. It's going to be more legible. It's going to be easier to read. And then from here, you can change the TikTok settings if you want. I personally just leave it as is because this is great. The title is going to be what the slideshow is going to be about, typically the hook or the narrative. And then the caption is just going to be 3 to 5 hashtags. So once we do that, I like where this is going. I want to sample the images. Now, when you click sample, what this means is saying like, hey, we're going to pretend like it's going to create a slideshow right now and publish it. What is it going to create? This is an easy way for us to test what these slideshows are going to be looking like. And I personally do like 2 slideshows. I look at them, I see what I like and what I don't like. And then I redo the config or redo the format to kind of cater it in the way that I like, right? So once you create 2 or 3 slideshows, you can kind of get a sense of where the slideshows are going. And then you can edit it from there. But yeah, I hope this video kind of helps you understand what slideshow automations are, how I'm creating them, how you can create them too, a little bit more information on the settings, like the auto images that I actually added today. It's a new feature. It was actually in the slideshow playground for months, but no one really talked about it. I didn't really talk about it that much. No one really knew about it. But then I was like, someone asked me in support, they clicked the support message right here, sent an idea and asked me, and I said, you're right, I should have added it into the automations. I just did it today. So now you are able to create content like this. So the video is ready. It says 7 movie watching rituals that will change your life. I actually don't like this. I need to change the prompt config. So that's the important thing. You can't just click, you can't just write it up and say we're good to go. You need to make sure that it's all good. Watching Alone in the Darkness. That's really interesting that it's, Okay, I don't love the way this is going. So I'm going to show you how I would update this. Prompt config, go to narrative, content, and we're going to just say the same thing we just did. Or wait, create content about. Yeah, I think this is where it went wrong. Transform your viewing experience. Yeah, no. Create content about movies I recommend. Click save. Now, I'm sure this slideshow that it's creating is going to be falling back onto the old prompt that we had, but we're actually going to refresh the page, re-click sample, and check this out. So it said 7 movie watching habits. Yeah, we don't want habits. We want movie recommendations. Schedule sacred movie nights. Obviously, you can totally do this. I don't like this image at all, or this one, or this one, or this one. But like I was saying, when you don't like something, you can just completely go back here, whether it's the form or the narrative. More likely than not, maybe about the narrative. You want it to be specifically about one thing. Oh my God! Wait a second. I realized it didn't update. Create content about movies that I recommend. The narrative must be about 5 movies, 5 Christmas movies to watch with your partner, or like 6 movies to watch, etc. Should be recommending movies. Click save. Now it should do it. I hope not. I hope it does. That's weird. I'm gonna fix that. Here we go. Create content about movies I recommend 5 movies to watch with your partner. And we're going to actually go back here, copy this, refresh the page just to make sure everything's being saved. Go back here, check it out. Narrative. Okay, we're good. We're going to click sample twice. It's going to generate content, and we're going to see what it creates. Now, obviously, things don't go great the first time, so don't expect what you create to be great the first time. Like I'm doing right now, you do want to test your slideshows to make sure it is what you are creating, like actually want to be creating. If you look over here and we look at the slideshow prompt config for the actual movies to watch thing that I have, it does say just transform your movie nights, all that stuff. But the narrative, the lists, say like 5 romantic films that revealed this, that, or that changed holiday traditions, or underrated films that are better than Oscar winners and stuff like that. I hope this gives you a good example, and also when you click new automation, these slideshow examples or the templates that you see are ones that I'm creating and personally running. So, the TikTok page for Amanda Growth, talking about INFJs and Myers-Briggs stuff, you can actually just click that and use it exactly as is and just push it to your page. Or you can use the one that I'm using, which is the movies to watch. You can actually just go to reelfarm, go to the templates, click that, and you can get the exact template as is that I'm making stuff about. So, example of what I just created: 7 underrated movies you probably missed. The Fall shows the movie. This movie, Amelie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and you can kind of get the idea. Now, this is, a longer video. It's almost 20 minutes long, but I hope this gives you a good understanding of what slideshow automations are, how to prompt, how to source images, and all the settings inside of the automations and how to use it, right? And lastly, for the TikTok settings, I think I said this already. I tried recording this video a handful of times, but use prompt is automatically selected, and this is always the default, just because when it creates a piece of, when it creates slideshows and it pushes it to your TikTok account, it's actually the title and the caption is going to understand the context of your slideshow and then create the 3 to 5 hashtags, the caption, and then just take the hook of the slideshow, which is this text right here, and put it as the top title for your slideshow, TikTok slideshow. So refresh the page, you can see what else it created. And it says 8 action movies that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Mad Max, Fury Road, same image behind there. John Wick, Die Hard. Now you can get the idea. It doesn't have to be about movies. You can do this about anything else. As for slideshow images, specifically for the auto images, this specifically works best when you need to have an accurate image of like an image tied to the text on the slide, right? You can get away with a lot of stuff in this style where every single image is pulled from the same collection and they're just in the same mood. It's more of a vibe. It's an aesthetic. Like when you talk about INFJs and you talk about constantly, you can tell when someone's being fake. You don't need to have an accurate image behind that. But if you're talking about movies, you should probably use the auto images. Now, this is the end of the video. I hope you like it. I hope this helps you. A lot of people have been asking for more tutorials on how to use slideshow automation. So I hope this is a good video. I'll be creating more of these. It won't, I don't know how frequent it's going to be, but try it out. Create some automations. Let me know how you guys are doing it and what you're creating, and I'd be happy to help you. So if you have any questions, go to this support button right here, click it, and you can issue a bug. You can have an idea. If you have a question, you can let me know. Just go straight to my email, and I see it. I reply to almost every single person. Thanks for watching.